hello and welcome aboard another Subscirbe actual flight. Today we're flying the Majestic Q400 from London Gatwick up to Manchester Airport. The flight's going to be about 55 minutes in length, and we're going to do some very unedited videos known as the Dashisms. So this video is going to be me flying the Dash 8, probably quite badly, but I'm going to be using FS Crew to help me out today. So I'm just going to cancel those warning horns. As you can see, I've just jumped into the aircraft. I haven't done anything. This is the state that the panels, the state that the non-pilot edition loads in the sim. So I'm just going to go through and do some things to get us ready for the departure. APU can come on. I'm also being aided by a trusty can of Cobra beer this evening. I spent the beer. Come on, start the APU up. Starters on, generators on, there we go. Those go to normal. What we'll do until the APU fires up is switch these on. Just knock that off and switch that on. That's coming on now, brilliant. GPWS is for flat 15. Parking brake to park. Nose wheel steering switch to off. Bus tie to tie. Everything else is off, except for the position and the logo light because it's evening. We've got APU yet? Yes we do. Bleed air can come on now. Okay, then we can also switch some backlighting on in the flight deck and have roughly the same amount of lighting throughout. I'm now just going to switch on the FS Crew First Officer. Hopefully, yes I am, there we go. So this is the gauge you get, pardon me. And the configuration occurs through, obviously, through here. Crew accent, I'm going to change it actually by going up and down. I do keep the European accent on. I'm going to stick him on hard mute though, so that he doesn't listen to what I'm saying now. Anyway, so crew accent, I kept it on EU because that was the German Wings cabin crew who was in training to be a pilot, so I was kind of letting him to have some flying time. FS Crew controls the jetway, yes it does. Controls the doors, yes it does. Online map, well there's no point in switching that off. 24-hour systems check, skip that. So what we'll do is we'll hide him up in this corner. We're not going to run the pre-flight events because there is no point, because we're not going to be spending 25 minutes on the ground. Crossfill, there we go. So the flight plan will take us from Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. No, Echo Golf Kilo 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 Kilo. There we go. Accept. Then it's menu. Depart. We'll depart number 26 left via the Lumber 3. Sorry, the Lamborn 4 Victor. Lumber 3 Echo was the arrival in this evening's stream. As I've said, this video will be completely unedited, so hang on please. And then it's from there. It's the Uniform November 57 to Welland. And then direct at Trent. So, Airways from Lamborn, number 10, taking us to Welland, which is just the second waypoint. And then direct at Trent, and then we'll be flying the arrival from there. We'll initialise the arrival once we get airborne. So I'll just play the briefing for the first officer. We're on a gate at arrival. This airport does use ASDEC, so we're taking off at LNAV mode. Not required. Flaps 5, SID. R top, bleeds will be on, concerns are on. So you so in the obviously with this sim you have to give the first officer the takeoff brief as per the real world.
This airport uses ASDEC, so turn on the transponder for taxi. Pilot flying nav source for departure will be LNAV. Anti-light is not required today. As for the takeoff plan, we'll use flaps 5. For the routing itself, the departure will be an ATC assigned standard instrument departure. We'll use RTOP 89% for the takeoff power, and the bleeds will be on. For the safety brief, any abnormality prior to 80 knots, I'll stop the aircraft on the runway. After 80 knots, I'll stop for an engine failure or fire. Anything up to B1 will take it airborne. You let the tower know and we'll lead us straight out. At 1,000 feet.
Okay, V1 is 180 knots on this flight, so we can initialise that now.
Track the flaps, engage IS mode throughout decline, and complete the memory items. Any
18,
questions?
133, 123 even.
Questions. Departure briefing complete.
And then V Fry and V is 133. And VCLB is 143. Okay. That's I'll link in the description where the speed card for the Dash 8 is, because you don't need to use the, however good it is, the airline to sim package. It is very good, I do admit, but you don't need to use it, so I personally don't. 550 on the cargo. Got 65 people on board. 550 kilograms of cargo. Fuel was 403 alternate, 443 hold, and total on board was 817 each tank. Okay, we'll cross-fill that also, and we'll now we'll unmute the first officer. Before start checklist, please.
Stand by.
So he's going to do his before start procedure now. Should mute info, so as you can see he's doing all his.
Originating checks flow.
Complete.
Complete. Gear pins stowed. Pre-flight checks.
Complete.
Complete. External power. AP voltage.
Skip.
Checked. Escape hatch.
Closed.
Nose steering.
Off.
Flight guidance control panel. Set. Fuel quantity 1736 kilos on board.
Skip. 1736 kilograms on board. 1736 kilograms required.
Hydraulic number 3 pressure.
Checked. Skip. Zero PSI. I am struggling with him at the minute because he doesn't like my accent. So I've got quite a strong northern accent, so she doesn't like. Skip. Check. Checked and set. Checked and set. See, it's check level 2, which is just not what I'm asking. Alright, I'll just quickly get the manual up, because I didn't think I would need it, but I thought because I've done a few trips with it and I didn't have too big issues. Actually did Innsbruck with it, which was quite good fun. More on that later. Everything works in shipping edition. She's good. Okay, so I'm just going to, as I say, I'm on the FS Crew website at the minute. I just need to find the manuals. support.fstocrew.com. Sorry guys, that was a little bit of a faux pas on my part. Anyway, I just need to work out what I need to say for the hydraulic pressure 3. Because what you do is you just go through and you say, yes, that's checked, that's set, yep, happy with that, yep, basic, that's all you have to do. And it is the voice commands and voice checklists. Normal checklist. Checked 0 PSI.
Emergency brake. Pressure. Power levers.
Disc.
Condition levers.
Fuel cutoff.
Emergency light switch.
Arm. 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 Skip.
Fasten seatbelt switch.
On.
On. Departure briefing.
Complete.
Complete. Before start checklist complete.
Okay, we'll get ready for pushback. Engine start procedure to the line, please.
Battery master main auxiliary standby.
On.
Doors fueling lights.
Closed and out.
Anti-collision light.
Red. Red.
Engine start checklist completed to the line.
I love that desync. Below the line.
APU bleed.
Off.
Engine clear on 2.
Starting engine number 2. So we'll start the engines. So you can, ooh, there we go. You can see it's just screwing things in there now. So we'll start the number 2 engine and number 1 and 2 during the push out, and then we'll do the rest during the taxi. And we've also got to set our acceleration height, which, right, our first thing we'll do is set our barometric, which I thought was 99 right. It definitely isn't. It is, price goes to MC, no, 1018 hectopascals. MDA, which is acceleration height, is 1,200 feet. Parking brakes. Starting engine number 1. Starting 1. No. Starting 1. Right. Don't hang around for me. Starting 1. But as you can see, though, we are pretty much started up now. In the Dash 8 flyby procedures, call for a single engine taxi out manoeuvre.
Check that one more time, please, Captain.
Flyby standard operating procedures, they taxi out on the number 2 engine, and they leave the number 1 engine switched off until they get close at the runway for fuel issues. But they don't obviously do that in FSX. Hopefully he's going to do like a 180 with us and get us facing the right direction. Otherwise we'll have to do a UE, which I'm not particularly happy about. But we can do one. Some of the stands at Gatwick do allow you to do UEs pretty much, but just not all of them do. Bus test tied, yeah. I don't understand why the prop on the left isn't starting. We'll wait till he pushes us out, and then we'll start it again. This should be on 2 because, well, we haven't got it switched on because we're not really, technically speaking, using the systems. So, because we are flying offline tonight, I will add. So we've got absolutely no need for radio comms. Oh, he's just going to push his tail into the stand. It's 5. Just move the co-pilot onto that so he's not behind at all. When we complete the starter. Right, so number 1, swing over to select. That's in start and feather mode, which is the correct mode to have it in. And start. So the engine should start starting. Should, but it isn't. Why isn't it? Because we should have that increasing, that increasing, that increasing, that increasing, and that increasing. Everything should be increasing. We've got oil temperature's good. Oil pressure's non-existent. That's because the engine's not running yet. Generators off, feeds off. Packs, we're going to take those off just to check that it's not that. But anyway, alright, so it seems... Oh, we've got the engine starting, which is brilliant. As you can see, we've got some disconnect now. Now call for the after start checklist. After start checklist, please.
Stand by.
So what the first officer is now doing is he's going to go through some flows. He's going to push some buttons, that kind of thing. And when he's ready, he'll then let us do the after start checks with him. I'm also going to swing my side onto nav, just because I need it for the takeoff roll. Nav source will be FMS1, and heading select will be swung around. Altitude will select initial altitude 4,000 feet, because the initial one's 1,200, which is going to be pretty hard to stop at for us. Off. Skip. Alright. Off.
Are you sure?
Off. Checked level 1. Full travel. On. Auto feather select. Right, so, end top. Alright. End top set checked. Five set indicating. On. Checked. Checked. That is checked. Set 1018. Set cross check. Set 1018. Set cross check. One 018. Set cross check. 1018. Set cross check. What did I say about my accent? He's discriminating against me on the grounds of my accent. I'm actually I really am rather annoyed at that, actually. Anyway, we'll nose out the stand. Head this way. No, not flaps 10. Definitely not flaps 10. But we will set taxi flap. Leads are on. They're going to go to automatic. I've unbroken it, which is always a good sign. Yeah, it's about 10 to 9 at night now. Oh, it's 10 past 9 at night now, so we're doing a late-ish Sunday night flight from Gatwick to Manchester. There's going to be a lot of jumping between flying this, checking the manual, flying this, checking the navigation stuff. But this video should be going up on Sunday night, Monday morning, followed by the other video on Monday morning, because this is going to be completely unedited, so that's how I can get away with that. Okay, so before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff checklist, please. Before takeoff checklist to the line, please. Before takeoff to the checklist. Before takeoff checklist to the line, please. Right, we're just going to stop at the hold here. Set the parking brake. Right, aircraft's now stopped. Hold is set on. Before takeoff checklist, please. Before takeoff checklist to the line. He's doing his flows now. What we can do in the meantime is set go around, hit nav. So that's me pretty much done, and alt sell at 4,000. Only cautioning we've got is the parking brake, which is good, but takeoff lights can come on. Max. Max. Skip. Say last. Max. 3 set. Complete. Tested. Flight. Below the line. So we'll get ourselves into the runway. Runway 26 left. Heading 255. Okay, so we'll just take off. Checked. Okay, that's quite a bit of counter input. There we go, we're about. V2. Landing gear up. Hate it when it does this. Do now is we'll call flap 0 IAS 185 climb checklist to the line. Flaps 0. Okay, try again. Flap 0, IAS 185, climb checkers to the line. He's doing after takeoffs now. I'll mute him again whilst he's doing that. Okay, next one's 5,000, I believe. Yeah, we're not ready for props 850, so it's just too soon for that. Sorry about the sound. I've been putting my feet on a plastic bag on the ground. I think it might actually be a crisp packet, but please bear with folks. We're just okay. Props are overspeeding themselves. Power comes back significantly. But we can go to the external view now and see that Gatwick's just down there. Quite enjoy these little short trips actually. What we'll do is we'll take us up to 10,000 and I'll cut the video there. We'll continue tomorrow with the approach and landing into Manchester. As you can see though, we're running the sim at the capture rate, which probably gives the smoothest of feedback. We'll pretend air traffic control's gone a bit loopy. And I've said that we're cleared direct to the Lambourne VOR. And it's DTO. Lambourne. Waypoint 10. Enter. So they're just clear to cut the corner off. And also said that we're cleared to climb to flight level 220, which is our cruising altitude today. So just IAS it up to that. And please don't over-rev. You're over-revving. I don't like you. Okay, that's us in the climb. We are climbing like an absolute little rocket ship because we've got that. The engines are that big on this aircraft. Props 850 below the line. So you can see the first officer's pulled the props back himself and he's doing the 10,000 foot. He's done it, so that's him pretty much sorted until we get up to cruising altitude. So folks, I'd like to thank you all for watching today. It's going to be quite an eventful evening flight, so I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'd like to see you all in the next chapter. Bye bye.